Praise God, folks. This is Old Freedom. It's been a while now. Just coming back to make this quick vid. I'm very busy lately. But this is so much has been going on in the world, and Nelson Mandela has died at the age of 95, a freedom fighter from South Africa. But there's a lot of conflicting reports. He was in with the ANC, which was banned in South Africa because they didn't even have a right to vote. They couldn't even go different places. They had to have a passport in their own country. What a sickening, gut-wrenching disgrace. I mean, the South African that was butchered, murdered, raped by people. I mean, let's face it. And a lot of governments just turn a blind eye like they always do. But this is about also the Sharpeville Massacre. Just a quick vid. I like telling the truth. Let me tell you something. This is about, they went to the police station, about 5,000 to 7,000 of their black South Africans went to the police station. And they were sick and tired of carrying this passport in their own country. They had to have almost like a passport. You had to have your picture, fingerprint, I believe in your address and all your whereabouts. And anybody, any white person, South African, can demand to see it. And if they don't, they could do anything to you. And it has been said that people that were, well, I'm not going to call their name. These guys were German. And which has nothing to do with what I'm saying. I'm not slamming Germans now. They were in charge of the security, and they had this policy where they could lock you up for 90 days, and the court couldn't free you or anything. And after the 90 days, they would let you out and lock you right back up for another 90 days. And this go on with black Africans, black South Africans. Just go on. They could just treat you like anyway, like in your own country. But at this particular date, they showed up. They had a march. They showed up, well, I call it a march, to the Sharpeville Township, the police station, I'm sorry. And they demanded to be arrested. They were unarmed, and it was a peaceful demonstration. Anybody can Google it and find out. The planes came overhead. They thought they were for them. Tanks had rolled up. They were clueless. They didn't think, because it was a peaceful demonstration. They were tired of. They had to carry around something like their own passport and to move around in their own country. It was so bad. What happened to them? The police opened fire on these South Africans, black South Africans, shot them down like dogs. There were bodies laying all over the place. I mean, it's a disgrace. So now, for research, it showed that the ANC and the PNC had turned violent after that. After a meeting, remember, they were the ANC, the African National Congress, and the PNC. They were outlawed anyway before that, but they had a meeting after that and said it would be more suitable and more effective for us to go after government buildings and places like that. That's the way the meeting started out. Now, you could just Google this up and take it yourself. What I want to know is, do we have any leaders in our country that would fight for our people now? People that don't want to be sell books and tapes and get television shows who are aligning themselves with people that are against the best interests of us. Do we have anybody that would fight for Black America? That would, because we need God, we need Jesus, and economic empowerment. Like I said, we don't own a thing. And every mother's child is in our neighborhoods taking over. And the first thing they bring you is Gandhi, which he did a good thing. He was great for his people. But you have to remember, if you just read and find out, Gandhi hated black people. He hated Africans. And it's in his own writings. He even said, don't compare Indians with niggers. See, he called us Kufa. He called South Africans Kufas, blacks Kufas. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this subject? Well, look what happened to the Indians here in America. Butchered and slaughtered. And then you have people saying some terrible things. Do you understand that? You have people saying some terrible things. But when you oppress a people, God did not create anybody to serve another man. That's just not what he created man for. Okay, if you're an atheist, that's your business. But God did not create any man to serve another man, but to serve him. But if we don't get on God's side, as God take his hands off of America, you'll see the same thing happen. They're going to kill people here right in the open streets. And you can see as America is just pulling away from God. Now we're back. America spiritually is going back to the 1960s. America has never been so divided. We're not that much better than South Africa was then or now. You have more people starving in South Africa now than you had before. I mean, it's for decades, long before that happened, before this movement by Mandela. Economically, they were in turmoil, but it just got worse. Let's face the fact. It's no different than us here now, borrowing trillions of dollars from people that hate us. I mean, what a disgrace. But like I said, when we pull away from God, anything is happening, and even our children in school are unsafe. And then you're working people for below poverty levels, and that's nothing but poverty produces crime. Do we have any freedom fighters like Mandela fought and the people fought for freedom in South Africa? That's what I want to know. But according to fight, put God first. Do you understand it? So I just want to know what your thoughts are. Have a happy holiday. Be careful and pray for our nation.